Yes, we're at the World Cup of Rugby in France. At the same time, going on in India is the One Day Cricket World Cup, of course. And here in France, we've just finished New Zealand playing the Netherlands. That's our second win. That's back-to-back wins now after a brilliant performance against England to start with. A couple more games on tomorrow, including England again. They play Bangladesh. Also on the cards is Pakistan, Sri Lanka tomorrow, subcontinent battle. Plus, there's the mere matter of Australia, who exited, as you know, the Rugby World Cup in ignominious fashion and opened their campaign here in this Cricket World Cup, getting absolutely thrashed by the hosts. Our man is Rahul Patil, who we spoke to last week for the very first time, and you were watching the whole of the game against the Netherlands. Welcome.
Thanks, Marty. Feels great to be on the show again.
Yeah, look, obviously, we aren't getting any coverage of that here. I'm trying to track it down. The French aren't as interested in cricket as they are the round ball, of course, football, and the Rugby World Cup that's going on. It looks, and by all accounts, from what I'm reading, from what I see on the scorecard, is a pretty comprehensive New Zealand performance again.
Absolutely. I mean, very, very clinical, 322 with the bat. They should have got a bit more from the position that they were in at one stage. But then the Dutch pulled it back quite a bit towards the end. Still, mid-centner providing the finishing touches on a very, very comprehensive batting display. The bowling, clinical as ever, constant pressure with the ball, and the fielding was top-notch. A win by 99 runs to go with the 9-wicket win over England. And this is as good a performance back-to-back by the Black Caps that I've seen in a long, long time.
Also significant, isn't it, that run rate is brilliant, because winning it with 14 overs to spare against England, then anything over 300, magnificent.
Absolutely. I mean, come the crunch time of any world event, we know that net run rate becomes a crucial element. And it's so good to see that the Black Caps are not just winning, but they're winning by huge margins, so that if it comes down to that, they'll have that base covered as well.
Just going through some of the facts and figures here for you people. A great opening stand again. And Devon Conway off to a bit of a rocket start. He hit 32. Then Will Young, 70. So Will, who failed in that first match, getting in amongst the runs, he'll be very happy with that.
Absolutely. I mean, one of the key things here is because Kane Williamson is out, somebody's going to miss out when he is fit to play. And I think with Rachin performing the way he has been, he's definitely not going to be dropped. So now that leaves two people. It's either going to be Will Young or Mark Chapman. And with this 70 today, I think Will Young has kind of deflected the X from his neck or shoulders or whatever you might call it. And I think he's here to stay for a few games at least. So very happy for Will. He's actually been one of our consistent performers in ODI cricket over the last 1 year. So yeah, very happy for him. He's a hard worker and deserves all the success.
When you look down that leaderboard for New Zealand, 250 plus runs hit by the first five batsmen, that's exactly what the coach would want.
Yeah, I mean, India is a place where, you need your top 3 or 4 really need to go big. So that will be the formula that they've discussed in their team meetings, that when you get in, you need to make it count. And that's what we've seen in the last game. In this game, obviously, nobody going on to make a ton, but useful contributions. I think there were 3 50s today and a 35 by Santner. So that'll make the coach really sleep well at night.
As far as the bowling goes, really impressive. Mitchell Santner, anytime you can take a 5 for in a one-day match, I mean, that's well worthy of making mention of. 5 for 59 off 10. So how did he bowl?
He's been very, very crafty with his change of pace. It was noticeable in the game against England as well that he was mixing them up beautifully, beating them in flight. He's getting a bit of turn here on these pitches. See, his role changes because back in New Zealand, he is more of a holding bowler, someone who comes in and just tries to keep the runs down. But in India, he becomes an attacking option, and he's using that beautifully. And he just developed over the years. He's got a lot of experience playing on these kind of pitches because he plays in the IPL, and he's bringing it to the fore. Before this game started, he was actually having a lot of throwdowns with the bat. So it shows that he's taking his role in the side very seriously. He wants to contribute with both bat and ball. And yeah, just a great all-round cricketer to have in your side.
No wickets for Trent Boult, none for 34 off 8. Matt Henry did take 3. None for Lockie Ferguson as well, though. So Boult and Ferguson, our 2 strike bowlers. Tell us how they bowled.
They bowled well. It's just that there wasn't any swing on offer for Bolt. So he tried to go over the wicket first. And when he saw that there was no swing, he shifted on to round the wicket, trying to get the batters beaten on the angle that he brings into the right-hander. Look, Bolt is a tried and tested performer. I'm sure that, next game he might turn up with a 5 for himself. Fantastic white ball bowler. Lockie Ferguson just coming back after an injury. So a little bit, when you try to feel your way through the side, I don't think he was quite going full tilt today. Just easing himself in, but in the next couple of games. But then again, we're playing in Chennai next, so we don't know whether we'll play, because I'm pretty sure Ish Shodhi will find his way back into the side in Chennai because it's going to turn over there. So, it'll be interesting to see how the team combination goes.
So what we're talking about here, ladies and gentlemen, is we're talking about the match against Netherlands for the Black Caps, and that's back-to-back wins. It's a hell of a way to start 2 really comprehensive performances too, and we're in Hyderabad for this. So also, I did say we're going to talk about Australia, who exited out of the Rugby World Cup in very sorry fashion indeed. And that opening match against India, well, not even scoring 200 with the bat. You're not going to win very many one-dayers, especially at a World Cup like that. And they got run down really easily. How did that, just give us your thoughts on that match.
Yeah, so Chennai traditionally is a turning wicket. It's low, slow, and turns. So the Aussies did the right thing by wanting to bat first, but by no way was that a 200 wicket. It was at best maybe a 250, 260 wicket. So they were well short. India played with 3 spinners. They played Ravi Ashwin, they played Ravi Jadeja, and they played Kuldeep Yadav, the left-arm Chinaman. And it's once those spinners get a whiff that there's something in that track for them, they will absolutely be all over you like a rash. And that is exactly what happened yesterday. Ravi Jadeja was on song, and when he's on song, he is practically unplayable. He got Steve Smith out with an absolute jaffer. And then once Smith and Warner were dismissed, it was just a procession of wickets. The Aussies did, though, try and make a little bit of a comeback with the ball, because they had the Indians down 3 wickets down for just 2 runs on the board. But then the master of a run chase, Virat Kohli himself, decided he wanted to make some runs and stood at the wicket with KL Rahul, my namesake, who has done me very, very proud yesterday. And both of them just saw India through until Kohli fell maybe about 20 short of the target. But very, very heartening to see, because India's runs normally come from the top order. Rohit Sharma, the likes of Shreyas Iyer and all of them. But it was good to see that they found a way, even though they were 3 down for 2 runs on the board, they found a way to scrap, fight, and then things got easier. And then they got to that target quite easily in the end.
Also, South Africa hitting the first 400 of the tournament. That's a huge knock for them, 428 for 5 over Sri Lanka.
Absolutely. South Africa, that team is phenomenal at the moment. From number 1 to number 7, they are all hitters of a cricket ball better than anybody in the world. They're packed with power. Quinton de Kock, Aiden Markram, Henrik Klaassen. There's too much power in that top order. On a given day, if they get a good pitch, they will take any bowling attack to the cleaners, and that is exactly what happened to poor Sri Lanka. In reply, though, Sri Lanka themselves went well over 300 in that run chase. So just tells you how good a pitch it was in Delhi. But again, I think winning games of cricket in the World Cup has never been the problem with South Africa. It's when it comes to those crunch moments, it's what's between the ears for South Africa that matters. And if they can keep their nerves in the tight moments, then they can go a long way in this tournament.
Rahul, thank you so much for that. We'll be in touch again later in the week. Our next game, people, Friday, and that's against Bangladesh. As I say, we've got Afghanistan after that. But once again, a really, really good performance all round by New Zealand. This time, batting first, 322, and very comfortable taking care of the Netherlands by 9 wickets. Rahul, thank you so much.
Thanks, Marty. Appreciate it. Cheers.